Man, quarantine, man, it definitely gave me a sharper focus. You know, I draw a lot from what I like to do, from watching documentaries, reading, you know, different articles, different things that's going on in the world. And as this happened, this quarantine with the coronavirus, not only did that happen, at the same time, they had all the police brutality coming again on top of the coronavirus stuff. So it was just like a compounded effect, and it gave me so much more material, so many different emotions to be able to sift through those beats that J-Mac was sending me. And so, you know, I just had a flood of emotions, being able to, you know, just do what I needed to do and put the pen to the paper with everything that was going on. So I was definitely able to lock in due to the circumstances that was going on since 2020 started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And then even for me, man, like like you say, we've been talking about, you know, doing this song, that song here and there. And it really, you know, really started to ramp up about the time we got going with quarantine. Unfortunately, that's what it took for us to really get serious about it. And we really started to, you know, we went from having kind of no specific date to kind of like, well, if we're going to do something, let's go ahead and do it now, because, you know, this is our time to sharpen the sword, if you will. And, you know, us being in different places made it a little bit tougher. But we were used to that already anyway, because you've been in Atlanta for years. I'm still in North Carolina for years. And so it was some similarities where we were still working separately but together. And I had come down there a couple times recently, right before quarantine, so that helped a little bit.
Absolutely.
And then quarantine hit, and we kind of just, you know, put the pedal to the floor, narrowed it down, picked, you know, we had all the songs out, you know, we had some songs that were done. We were still finishing some songs. We still finishing some songs. We just did a couple recently that are going to be on part 2 during quarantine. And, you know, we took it upon ourselves to really just narrow it down. Like, all right, let's put a feeler out, Vibes 1.5, you know, we're going to have a, you know, short 4 or 5 song EP, and that's going to lead us to our next venture. So, but yeah, it's been a weird event. Like, I've been sitting here like for weeks thinking that it's gonna be over soon, and it's not.
it ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. Not at all.
I think the arts play a major role in it, because unfortunately, usually it's the race of the artist that it's happening to. You understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, back in the 80s with the crack epidemic, you know what I'm saying? They're taking art out of the schools. They're the impoverished Latino and Black communities started in Jamaica, started hip hop based on, they were taking special things out of school, and they're dealing with being impoverished and dealing with crack, and then, you know, they're coming out with this. So now it's like, oh, we turn on the TV, you see another Black man die, you see another Black girl shot, you see another Latino guy shot, or a minority shot. And so it's like those people got a lot of pain. So all we do is go in the studio, go to the lab and just try to get that out. And whether it's conscious or it's not conscious, some people, you know, just because the record is about partying and whatever, doesn't mean it's not a form of expression to get their mind off of what's been going on so much on TV. It's just us, we're a little bit more visceral with our approach.
Exactly. And like you said too, it's nothing new. I mean, you know, sadly, it's nothing new. And a couple of the cuts were well before any of those events.
That's
you
right.
know, and that's what that's like the craziest part is that we thought, I like when I listened to M.A.G.A back, right before we put it out, I started thinking about all this. And I was like, man, there was no, you know, current necessarily, but you know that to be true your whole life, sadly, you know? So, yeah, those events are, you know, tragic to say the least, obviously. And it's crazy how sometimes, you know, it's been on your mind for years. It just so happens to coincide at a time when we're seeing this live in action. So
yeah.